why would you be ready to father a child in this, like, now without having enough financial backing? It doesn't make sense.
You don't get us. You are poor, rich now. Are you poor, perhaps?
Support her decision.
Guy, hot.
So long.
A guy and a girl are so much in love with each other. They love each other.
Very, very rare.
They see a future together. But they are not financially ready to get married. You know, money is important. Suddenly, the girl gets pregnant. Who decides if they keep the baby or not?
I always have this opinion that for when it comes to abortion and stuff, it's the lady's decision, because no matter how much effort the guy puts in to be involved in the pregnancy, it's actually the lady's body. She's the one that will wake up in the night feeling nauseated. She's the one that will have the cramps and the pains and all of that. It's her decision, so it's her body. So whatever she wants to do with her body should be her decision.
It's the woman that has the final say. For crying out loud, she's the one that's going to go through sleepless nights, carrying the baby, pushing out. Imagine what she goes through for 9 months. She should be the one to have the final say.
I think it's the both of them.
Thank you.
Parenting or whatever, or having a child requires two parties. I don't think one party gets to say this alone arbitrarily. Is what the both of them have to decide. Because if you say it's the girl, now who gets to pay child support, or who gets to do the other? Forget about the financial aspects. The question read if like the both of them are not economically stable, yeah? So how, like, why would you be ready to father a child in this, like, now without having enough financial backing? It doesn't make sense.
I'll ask you a question, please.
Let us
Guys, let me ask.
If you don't have money, don't even have
Broke people should actually have the mindset. They should know what they are doing. They shouldn't just, okay, you're having sex, you're not putting in mind that you're broke and you want to pour everything in, and you know.
I don't think you should have money before you have sex. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. There are some people who sell sex out there. You get what I'm saying? And it's very, very affordable.
The guy and the girl, right? They don't have money, and the girl got pregnant. The guy wants the child. The lady does not want the child. Or the lady wants the child. The guy does not want the child. What happens in that scenario?
I feel like
that scenario.
Because if the lady wants the child, the guy cannot drag her to the hospital to abort it.
yes.
That would be
I've seen situations whereby the guy just like, okay, everything is on you. I'm not coming for my child later on. So the girl takes care of her baby. Do you get?
That's sad.
So
That's sad.
yes.
And
If
if the lady says she doesn't want this child,
there's nothing you
there's
can
nothing.
do.
There's nothing.
so that's what I said earlier.
What you
It's
said
the
earlier,
female's
yes.
decision.
The female's decision.
That's true. Like,
Whatever she wants is what will happen.
I've seen a scenario where the lady said she doesn't want. The guy convinced her to keep the baby.
That's
After
convincing her.
Like, I'm really not ready, but we can find a way around it. Why did they have sex without condom?
And back to what you said, if you don't have money, don't have sex without condom.
I'm just saying.
For me, it doesn't really matter. Because, calm down. You being broke at the moment doesn't mean you're going to be broke forever. And most times, people wait, okay, when I'm financially okay, then I'll get pregnant and I'll get... When they're not ready, the child is not forthcoming. Then you see them spending millions, IVF and all of that, just to get pregnant.
Life
So,
has a way of just slapping you. I think
exactly.
that's
So
like
no matter how,
we all know that.
no matter
I think that
how
is the extreme
Yeah, but it happens.
It happens.
I'm not saying it
Rare
happens.
cases, actually.
See, can you be so broke like can't afford condom? How much is it?
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying? So, but right now, let's see. Sometimes you're on heat, eh? Wait, let's all of us with the guys, eh? Sometimes you're on heat, eh? And then see you get where you keep the level, eh?
Can't check it.
Yeah, you don't even know when you don't finish. Maybe now one remain. You can't go one, and later midnight, can't crash you as you'll be like, man, all that and I die. No, just I don't know whether you know what I'm saying. That doesn't actually mean that how would I put this? You are not that so broke that you couldn't afford a condom, yeah. And then okay, now what happens when let's say the lady just wants to have your kid without you knowing? She just even when you use condom, she go tip your this thing.
Yeah, that happens.
Do you get what?
Something like that. It's a case in America.
Yes, sorry, there's this one. Yeah.
See, for me, I think all guys, when after you run your level, make sure you dispose your condoms yourself. Because I don't know, there are so many testimonies out there. There are so many things out there.
Things are happening.
And do you know the worst part? Most times they don't want to have your baby not because you have money. No, sometimes they just feel like I just like this guy. I just
Or they don't just want to do the abortion thing you get.
Okay, let's say some women that in their maybe like late 30s, yeah, and then they know that okay, this marriage thing might not work for them, and then you are dating them, you get what I'm saying, and they get to pay your bills and stuff and all those, and you get a bit comfortable. Before you know it, some of them just want to have your child, regardless whether you have money or not, simply because they feel like I like this guy. He has the characters. He has what I would want my kid to have. Do you know what I'm saying? And goes ahead to take your sperm without your consent. So would it be fair to me that I get to be a father tomorrow without my consent, without my approval?
But this one, they don't have money.
Making reference to the American
broke people.
About broke people. Yeah. Forget money or no.
See, I always say something. No, me, I can't bring it right now. I don't think because I'm not just waiting for my boyfriend here to. I can't because I know I'm not capable yet to take care of a child. So I'm always extra careful about it. So if at the point where a girl is pregnant, both of them don't. I don't know. I don't support abortion and all. I don't support it yet. For me, wait. I don't. But if you want to, if you want, it's not a bad thing. I don't see why we see this. Except you want to be very religious about these things. I mean, if you know when you bring the child is going to suffer. The child, a lot of children are emotionally, down because of the kind of family. So why don't you just save that child from all those trauma? Let's not even go about, Nigerians, we're very religious about these things.
But funny enough, do you know what?
Some people, sorry, question. There are some people that will tell you, give birth to that child. You don't know if that child will be the president of the country.
That's bullcrap, man. That's bullcrap.
I'm telling you, this is like the average Nigerian mentality.
Yeah.
They'll tell you, you don't know if it's that child that will take you abroad and all that. And the truth is, some people are really nonchalant. Okay, fine, you guys are doing it, it was hitting your head, was busting your bubbles, and maybe the condom actually busted. Are you trying to tell me you can't take an after pill? You don't even have to. I think this is something you can actually Google online. There are so many of it. Go to the chemist, find a way.
What if our parents, I'm sure most of them found themselves in situations like this where would you have wished your mom, making the decision of, aborting you?
So for me,
no.
For me,
No.
So what I believe is, even though probably she did and I didn't come through her, I will definitely come through another source. So,
but you won't look like this.
And I look better. So it doesn't matter if her doing it will actually be better off for her and every other person.
Yeah.
It's really selfish, me wanting to come through, and now everybody will be suffering. So it still boils down to one thing I think is one of the issues regarding this is we don't really have that sex education, right? Sex education, we don't have it in our country. I think back then in school we had in my JSS2, we had few classes, sex education, and it was taught. Exactly. Then during class, people will be shouting and all of that, so they cancelled it. But these are things that, if they are in place, a lot of these things will not be happening. Nigeria, whether we like it or not, Nigeria will be overpopulated. Way overpopulated. And the way we would have controlled this or avoided it is through that sex education. Educating them on so trust me, most guys, I think 70% of guys don't know how to put condom the correct way.
Can I say something? So I remember when my younger brother was about entering school. And so, they were all talking, you're going to the uni now, blah, blah, blah. So my mom was trying to dodge that part. And then my godmom, my aunt, was like, see, if you want to have anything with any girl, she brought out the condom. I was like, But I was like, you need to tell him if he was going to go to school and not basically
and let it do it the wrong way.
Maybe let it the wrong way.
Sorry, I had that same experience with my mom. So when I got admission and all of that, she sat me down like, if you get a girl pregnant, I will not beat you. I will not be angry. I will not do anything. Don't tell your dad. Just tell me. If it's to rent an apartment for her for the year, don't go and do anything. Because that was when a lot of quacks were around. That was a few weeks before I went to school. She sat me down. We had a lot of talk about sex. A lot. Like, sometimes I won't forget, is this my mom talking to me about this stuff? But it actually helped me. Like, when I wanted to start having sex, I planned myself. I made that decision. And I made that decision being very informed about what I'm about to go in. But a lot of us, peer pressure. Sometimes your guys is doing it, you're not done. Your babes are doing, and that's not the right way to. That's why we have a lot of unwanted pregnancy cases. I feel before anybody should have sex, you should at least know the basics about sex. Have a little background of sex education. Sex is not something you just spontaneously say, okay, I want to have sex. You have to be ready mentally, psychologically, and emotionally before you go into sex.
Did you plan mistake? It just enter, and you don't know what God can do with the child. Do you know this child asked the mom one day, "Mommy, why you born me?" No, I'm telling you, like she actually asked her mom for something. I think the mom was like, she doesn't have it. Mommy, why you can't born me? You don't people born plenty children already.
It's actually a lot. It's actually like it's actually a lot for the kids. But parents really don't know what these children are passing through in school. It's not about you being not contented or and all of that. Close your eyes, basic things that kids should have. If you cannot provide these things, please don't bring them forth into this school. It's very sad.
And also, this is where family planning comes in also, because even though you're not so well to do, and you plan your kids, you do the spacing well, it will work for you. I have a friend that there are 6 in their family, but the way their parents spaced them, they didn't feel it. Before the 4th child was entering secondary school, the 1st one was done with school and got a job and started helping the family. Like that was how they were able to and they were lucky enough they got
a lot of self-control.
That's everything is about discipline. If you discipline yourself and say, okay, this is how I'm going to do it and this is how it's going to be done, that's when self-discipline comes in. All of us human beings, we are full of error, but we try and discipline ourselves to that rule.
That thing you said now, that rich people, everything is just planning. It's not
the same way the rich people feel.
I don't know whether we're still on the same topic. Let me do real bit. So back to what you're saying. I don't think family planning, but I think even before you get into marriage, you should be in sync with your partner. Okay, this is how many kids we want to have. Because sometimes, let's say you want to have like 1 or 2. The woman says, I want to have 8. Sometimes you don't get what you feel about them.
Your feet.
I don't know what. Okay, you want 1. And you want, and she wants 8.
So how do you mean they put them?
It's true.
So in a case where the guy wants 1 and the girl,
that woman won't get relationship,
Yeah, but
Okay,
I thought that you guys, I thought that you guys are
okay. She wants to
Why
have
would
two.
you not be like
She
an
wants to have
agreement?
two or
You
one.
guys should have like
And you
an
want to have six.
agreement.
and
Yourself
sorry,
extraordinary drama.
let me can I come in?
Your question, na agreement. Before now get into that, my agreement must stay.
What if there
You
was
know,
that?
if you just tell me say you want 6 and me want 2, so when we don't drop the 2, you can't define what make the 6 they come. No, we go come into conclusion.
Then what
Yeah, so
Again,
Benson,
what happens when
we're
she
not actually
cheat?
talking about how many children you're going to have, if it's whether an agreement or not. We're talking about if a couple is broke and they want to like bring in
not
a child.
couple.
Not couple.
Like a relationship, yeah.
But
We're
let for
still a
me,
couple now.
now the girl will decide why I say. Now she know how the thing
And
dey
she
go.
go go through all the
Now she
pain,
go go,
and
she go pay.
Back in 12 months.
Even
yeah.
if
Yes,
me
nice.
myself say I want am,
Ah.
if she herself say she no want, no get wetin I go fit do.
What if she says that she wants it and you don't want it? Like,
And
you don't want
guys,
the baby.
You as a man, you're broke.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, so
really
if in a case where
So if I tell her I
Benson,
don't want,
Benson.
Wait, man, just finish this
Okay.
talk. If I tell her say I don't want, and she herself wants, I try don persuade that she no gree. I no get choice again now.
What will you
and
do?
you are not, you can't even, sorry.
Oh, relax
in
now.
Jesus' name.
Right.
You can't even financially take care of yourself.
So-
Your own doesn't
So
mean
yeah,
you're
yeah.
not-
So in
But-
a Benson, in a case where
No,
the lady wants and the guy does not want, it's not left for the lady to decide. Okay, can I do this on my own?
Yeah.
Now that
At least
decision
it's-
will guide them.
That
Yeah,
baby
she's
from our I
like,
don't support.
Giving birth immediately. She
She
has
has
9
9
months.
See,
So she has
even
to
if-
feel cater for herself
Even if
during that
me
period.
no want the pikin, that do am yourself no be option. Based on you as a guy man, based on say you no want the pikin, the girl come say she want am, and you come push the girl go one side, say nothing concern you. I no gree for that one. Like me now, I'll use myself as an example. I have a 8-year-old son. Initially, I tell the babe say I no want, and she insists say she wants. But later on, I take on responsibility. I do things wey I suppose do. Although say at as then I no want to, but you don't just have to shy away from responsibility because you no want the pikin at that time. At least it don't happen. Anything you fit do, not just kill yourself based on say because you don't get pikin sha. It's not an option. Because I no want and you dey claim say you want, carry go.
Some guys do that.
Some
They
guys-
will sign off. They will sign off from that.
That's very
It's bad, but it happens.
But it's
It's bad, but it happens.
Even if it's small,
Even if just manage,
small.
Or you just withdrawing, no. It's very, very
It's very
bad.
bad
Okay,
because
okay.
even if that woman does not, open her mouth to curse you,
To cost you,
you are cursed
you are cost already. That's
so
very bad.
no matter how it leads you.
You can
I always say this thing. See, there's no. Okay.
No matter how little, let's say you as a young man, you are taking care of yourself, maybe you still have family, or you have younger ones, maybe at the end of the month you still pay some small bills.
Yeah.
You are definitely not ready to have a kid yet. And then she said she wants to keep this
Baby.
and then you're like, you are not in support of this at all. Then she goes ahead and keep it. Do you know, whether you like it or not, that's another beep on your head. Because
Yes.
because I don't believe there's any young man that will be okay with knowing that I have a kid out there that I'm not catering for.
And you just have to.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But it happens.
There are some people
Yeah,
that
some
don't
people do, but
Some people are
let's
happy.
say, how would I don't think any young man will be okay. No, I have a kid, I have a son, I have a daughter out there. That's another financial responsibility. I don't know what I get what I'm saying.
But based on say it
What?
don't happen like this,
Yeah.
your child now is your primary responsibility.
Exactly.
That's
It trumps your siblings.
Make them move aside.
Immediate family is not
That's the point I'm trying to drive here. Because that kid is already there now.
Now.
Your family or your every other bill you are paying should move. Stop. Then if you are in school, maybe you're training yourself in school,
Yeah.
you get to skip classes. And your grades
Still
suffer.
other job.
Or let's say no matter how you do it, your growth as a human being is stunted.
Yes.
It's stunted because
That is
at
why
the end of the day,
all
your
of
finances
you won't be able to
keep
do
you
it.
up and running. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's why you have
You have to.
trust
You see,
This stuff now still boils down to the fact that family planning, sex education. Because, take for example, now let's take for example. No,
it
it happens.
Yes.
But the fact is that we don't even have it on ground. Let's say it's true. Like for example, if you have a flat tire and you have a spare tire, you change your spare tire and you move on. And now you have that spare tire, the flat tire you didn't go and work on it. And you have another flat tire, you're stuck. So if we have let's have the sex education and family planning on ground first.
Even people with sex education, this thing happens to them.
It
Yes, but it still doesn't take away the fact. It still doesn't take away the fact that we don't even have sex education and family planning on ground.
True.
Because for a student, if you have sex education from let's say JSS1 to SS3, and you enter school and you have a girlfriend, no matter how reckless you are, it will in a way guide you to avoid unwanted pregnancies.
Let's say a couple. Let's say maybe like you. Okay, let's say now you have a girl. Not your being girl, maybe like one girl by corner. So anytime anybody do one kind, you just go on now. So and last, what did they do? You see, no be main chick they carry belly most times. Nah, I don't know where I get my point. So now, wait, I'm coming. Now, this girl is.
You don't
have any plan of having maybe she's wait, this is that she might be ugly, but she has a good ass. And the ass.
I don't like the situation. I always tell them, I don't like.
There's nothing you can do.
Wait.
You don't get what you go feed do. If the girl says she know they remove, she know they remove.
But see, you just have to let me say something. I understand where you're coming from. There are sometimes that these things happen to guys, and I try to reason it like even for imagine me now getting pregnant for a guy I don't even like one bit. You know, some people irritate you. You know, you just meet them. You know, especially for guys. You know, you just want to, and then you're not thinking about starting a family with them. But for me, once a child is involved, please, I beg every man out there, you need to. Forget how you feel. Now you need to be responsible for that child.
Take
Yeah,
on.
and in line with what you're saying, when I feel when a child is in the picture, that's when you have to now become selfless. Remove yourself from the picture.
Yes.
Just
Put yourself in the position of that child.
And the baby.
See, don't get me wrong, whether or not you would want to have a baby with the person, the fact changes once there's a baby there and the baby's yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So take away your differences. Now here we did now.
Yeah.
But personally, I have this fear most times, and I have it at the back of my head. Okay, when I need to get to meet a girl and maybe we're talking and maybe we're about to get down. Subconsciously, I'm like, what is this girl?
You weigh your options.
It makes it obviously pop, not knock up, because I don't know. I just believe that sometimes some girls they just want to have a baby with you.
Some people are crazy.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people are crazy.
Okay. What if she don't bait you into that, and definitely you own up to the boy. You will know. I think you might not. You won't be happy.
So there's this stuff that happened to somebody.
Okay.
It was a gist.
Are you?
No. So calm down. So he had a girlfriend. And they were having this casual conversation.
Okay.
And the girl was like, I want to carry your baby.
Hi.
The guy went on drought for a month. Every time he wants to zip down, he'll be like,
Well, that information is actually too personal for the person to actually give you everything.
No,
So
guys.
there's nothing personal for guys. You don't have any personal, you don't have any, if you want to find out anything about a guy, leave any girl that is chatting with, go and look for the guy.
Yes, you
So
see the truth.
we're just talking, and I was like, this babe saying what kind of anytime he wants to zip down, that stuff the girl said will just hit him, and that is it. Instant. He was now complaining to me, guy, what I go do it, and so that still comes back to sex education. If you're told having sex without protection, you get the girl pregnant over and over and over and over again, it will sink in. You will have that fear.
Guys, when you have sex without condom, see there's withdrawal.
Yeah.
But I heard there's pre-com and come.
See,
I don't understand that. A lot of people don't like to have sex with condom, even if they don't get talk about it. You know, everybody's like stay safe and all of that, but most people don't like sex with condom. In situations like that, I feel like both partners should come to an agreement that for every time you want to come, just pull out, because even taking contraceptive is not good for the lady. So I feel like it's better if the guy, you know, pulls out if you know that you can't use condom.
Sometimes, I get the Johnson. Johnson.
Johnson, the fuck up.
Jones
To
life
bring her out.
is one word. I know.
So let me just paint
Wait,
this
it's
picture
not
for
the
you.
same feeling.
You know how
Benson. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I don't totally agree with you too. As it's sweet rich, so.
If you're thinking, if I let the girl check,
let me ask you something. Have you ever climaxed? When you're climaxing, do you think of anything?
You know what they happen.
Because guys really climaxing, and then your thinking faculty is all shut down.
Tell me about
but the girl should be able to help you. Immediately, baby, I'm coming.
What if she's not even in the country? Most times, what if the lady? What if she's not even in the country? She's not even in Nigeria with you.
Boil down to everything. The fuck up don't happen. It don't happen. You get or get better, she don't get. So now the girl know how the pain, everything. So it's left for her to say, bros, I don't want this pikin. Bros, I want this pikin. And for the guy, even if you don't want,
Support her decision.
You don't get us, you want poor rich now you poor pass.
Support her decision.
So you know if you buy pampers.
Wait. Talk again.
So you know if you buy pampers.
No really one.
But guys, bro. No matter how.
Just support. Sometimes no listen only money.
See, I know a guy. And this guy is doing work for himself. He's under federal employment. So I don't know how it happened. He got a job. This guy was like looking very, very well, dresses very well, looked good. Yeah. And after 3 months of having the baby, so I saw this guy in the mall one time. The guy bought pig. I don't know what that ABC. I don't know. The guy bought pig. Bought this one. Then at the end of the guy was paying. The guy was just doing like I don't know how the guy. So I felt like okay, let me just pay for one for your. Then later, the next day, I saw the same guy. Went to see a match. The guy was just smoking cigar. But you don't eat today. This guy opened up and told me that the bills he has been paying for the past 2 months, he hasn't spent anything on himself nor his family. Everything just goes to baby is sick, baby is sick. Baby this one, baby that.
But sorry guys. We live in a country or in a culture where it's not just one person that takes care of the child.
Yes.
No matter how rich you are, no matter how poor you are, you have people. This is when you now reach out to people that are around you. As when you reached out to me. Yeah, you reach out.
You never broke, you reach out, nobody answer you.
Bros, not when a child is involved. People are not that bad.
Brother, you're on your own is like.
But
yes,
this now quarter. You give your quarter, you know if you kill yourself.
Not kill yourself.
No kill yourself.
Probably he's trying to get to a level where he's going down.
Just give your quarter, now the babe no.
But my own is the one I don't like it. A girl having a child for a man because he has money. You know that I'm pregnant.
If she no fit manage the quarter
before Pampers was in existence, they were using napkin.